Welcome to King 5 Plus alongside Chris Egan. I'm Paul Silvi. Today, we take some time to celebrate the Seahawks and look ahead to Super Bowl 60 thanks to a thrilling 31-27 win over the Rams.
I tell you what, Paul, we sat here in May on this very set on King 5 Plus. You predicted this team to have 13 wins. I said 12 teams, but Paul, in our wildest dreams, at that point, I don't think we were thinking Super Bowl with this team right now.
No, I don't think so either. I think the fact that we knew they were going to have a strong season. We knew they were well coached, but I mean, there's things that people were a little bit questioning in the beginning of this season as far as the moves in the offseason, the guys they brought in. It was really interesting to hear what they all had to say about it, the critiques and all that.
Well, and you go back to May, Paul. You look at the Las Vegas odds. There were 18 other teams in the NFL that had better odds. 18 other teams that had better odds to make the Super Bowl than the Seahawks. And on this day, the Seattle Seahawks are now the favorite to win Super Bowl 60 over the New England Patriots. For years, Paul, the LA Rams, they were the gold standard in the NFC. Guess what? The Seattle Seahawks are now the gold standard. What a day on Sunday at Lumen Field for these Seahawks.
Yeah, I mean, led by Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold was outstanding in this game. He had a season-high 346 yards, 3 touchdowns. Maybe most importantly, Chris, 0 interceptions. He fumbled the ball once on a mishandled snap, but then he jumped right on it. Was no problem there. And there were some key plays in this game, but as far as the Seahawks just doing what they do and taking care of business, that's exactly what they did. And again, so much high praise for Sam Darnold after that game.
Well, Paul, and you mentioned Sam Darnold. You can't say his name enough because going into this game, you heard everybody's, what's the keys to the game? Well, we heard run the ball. Defense needs to step up against Matthew Stafford. There wasn't a whole lot of people saying Sam Darnold needs to go out there and throw for over 300 yards. That's what he did against Matthew Stafford and MVP. We got plenty more on Sam on the way, but what a win for head coach Mike McDonald as well.
Yeah, I mean, this is Mike McDonald's second year. I mean, that's really the amazing thing about this, guys. He didn't make the playoffs last year. He had a 10-win season and got on top of that NFC West and tied the Rams as far as record goes. But for a guy to come in here in his second year and lead this team to the Super Bowl, he was excited afterward, and here he is with some post-game comments.
I don't really know what to say. I'm incredibly proud of our team. I'm happy for the 12s, happy for our city. What an atmosphere, just to be able to take it in after and understand what our team's been able to do up to this point and how they've done it. We're just blessed, just really blessed that we got a heck of a group and a great organization and a great owner and the best fans. So it's humbling too, and it's just pretty awesome. It's just, I don't know, I'm kind of speechless, but just really, really proud of our guys. It was a team win. We didn't play our best game on defense. We made enough plays to win. You got to give them a lot of credit. They had a great game plan. Did some things we weren't ready for. We had to adjust again. Par for the course for their offense, and it's a team win. Special teams had to pick it up. The drive at the end on offense was just tremendous. I thought Clint called a great game, and then you can't talk about the game without talking about our quarterback. I mean, he just shut a lot of people up tonight, so I'm really happy for him. The power of 12 as one is real, just synergy, people buying in, doing it together. We're not we don't have a bunch of superstars and all that. We're just a really good football team that's tough and connected and doesn't blink and plays the whole game.
All right, let's start, Paul, with Mike McDonald's comments there on Sam Darnold shutting up the critics last night. When the Seahawks got rid of Geno Smith and brought in Sam Darnold, there were many doubters. We've talked about this on this show on King 5 Plus many times. The Seahawks win the NFC West title. There were still doubters about Sam Darnold. Could he do it in the playoffs? Paul, he just outdueled Matthew Stafford. Stafford could win the MVP award this year, Paul. Sam Darnold just outdueled the MVP, 3 touchdown passes. How can anybody doubt Sam Darnold right now, and what a move for John Schneider to bring him here to Seattle?
Yeah, I love the fact that Mike just basically said that she shut up all the doubters out there, and that was a cool thing. His coach has had his back the whole time. His teammates, defensive and offensive and special teams, have always had his back this season. And I think the first thing I thought about, Chris, when Sam Darnold popped up on that NFC Championship podium out there on the field, holding that George Halas trophy, was the Vikings fans have to be going, oh, you let this guy go. You know what I mean? You're sitting there across in the Midwest going, That was our guy, and
Yeah.
we didn't even make an effort to keep him. You know, and not to say the Vikings would have been in the same spot, but you let your quarterback go, and the Seahawks just embraced him and put some weapons around him. So we saw some guys start to up their careers. JSN, another strong game, 10 catches, 153 yards and a touchdown. JSN had over 100-yard receiving in the first half.
Yeah, JSN was amazing. With Sam Darnold leading the charge, you got Jake Bobo, who got a touchdown last night.
I had to go to my notes to see when the last
I think
time
it was maybe
pass.
his fourth catch of the season.
Yeah.
He comes through the playoffs. Here is the quarterback of your Seattle Seahawks, Sam Darnold, after last night's big win.
You know, we came out, we did exactly what we wanted to do on offense. You know, I thought that was a great first touchdown drive, and then kind of hit a lull, you know, in the second, third quarter. Got things going a little bit there in between those lulls, I guess. But just a total, complete team win. Special teams stepping up on the muff punt. Derek, you know, recovering that was huge for us, especially going into half. So, and then getting the ball back. You know, our defense just playing lights out. That fourth down they hit. You know, I think it was 4th and 4, something like that. Just an incredible stop by our guys. So just like I said, complete team win, and very proud of this group. There's a lot of respect that goes around the building. Everyone respects the work that, you know, we all put into this great game. And so, you know, I'm happy to be a part of this team, man. This group and this coaching staff is just, you know, I'm really happy to be here. Happy to be in this position. I'm just going to continue to do the best that I can to put this team in positions to win football games. And I know every team works really hard in that off season when we're just working together. But to be able to go against that defense every single day, you know, that got us better as an offense. And I know they could say the same thing about us. So yeah, we take it day by day, and that's the beauty about this team and these guys in that locker room, this coaching staff is, you know, we're going to celebrate tonight. We're going to celebrate tomorrow in the meeting, and then we're going to move on, and everyone's going to look to see how they can get better for this game coming up in a couple weeks.
Sam Darnold, 346 passing yards against the Rams to move his team into the Super Bowl championship game against the Patriots. Paul, you and I, not to age us, but combined, I think we have over 6 decades of covering sports stories, 60 years. We love stories. This Sam Darnold story is amazing. Goes to the Jets. Jets traded him away. Where does he go? He goes to the Panthers. He wins with the Panthers. They let him walk. He goes to the 49ers. The 49ers just keep him as a backup. You mentioned the Vikings. He goes to Minnesota. He wins 14 games with the Vikings. You know what, Paul? They're not sold. Minnesota's like, he had a rough playoff game. We're not convinced this is our guy. Welcome to Seattle, Sam Darnold, and now welcome to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it is pretty funny when the Vikings, you know, you finally have a quarterback who the year before is under the tutelage of Kyle Shanahan down there with the 49ers, who does great work with quarterbacks, as we know with Brock Purdy and the job he's done down there. You had Sam Darnold in there for a year, learning under Kyle, even learning with Brock Purdy, and he's ready to go, ready to get back in there and be a starting quarterback. He goes to Minnesota and he tears it up. And if you're the Vikings, you look back at your own quarterback history, it's like, who did you have in recent history that was better, and you thought maybe you could do better than Sam Darnold? So again, the Vikings are kicking themselves. They've got some work to do over there at that position. Sam Darnold is, you know, he got in the right. They talk about this all the time, Chris. You have to be a right fit for a team, and some guys are great athletes, but then they go to a team and they're just not the right fit. Mike McDonald. How many guys did he trade away over last year? Where he's like, and in the offseason, this guy's a good player. He just doesn't fit my defense.
He didn't waste a whole lot of time. He got rid of those guys right away.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, you have to be a good fit for any team. Sam Darnold is a perfect fit for this team. Yeah.
Another player, Paul, that stepped up this season and against the Rams, Jackson Smith-Njigba. JSN, you mentioned 10 catches in this game, 153 yards and a touchdowns. Paul Silvi, Walter Jones, they caught up with JSN last night on the 5th quarter.
First of all, let me shake your hand. Congratulations, man.
Thank
You're
you.
heading to the Super Bowl. How does that feel?
It's an honor. It's a blessing. You know, all the hard work this team has put in, building the ground up. You know, with the culture, and I'm just blessed to be a part of it. Blessed to be a part of this team and see these guys day in and day out. You know, put their heart into it. So, man, it's an honor.
What was it like for you being out on that podium out there and holding the trophy and just being able to address the fans?
Yeah, it's a dream come true, honestly. And, you know, we deserve it. You know, we put in the work. You know, the city deserves it. you know, we deserve it, y'all deserve it, and you know, it's an awesome feeling.
And talk about this team in general. You know, the way Sam was able to go ahead today and put everybody involved, and still you was able to get your numbers. So just talk about the things that Sam was able to do throughout this whole game.
Man, Sam controlled the whole game. You know, honestly, he made the perfect reads, and you know, O-line did their thing. K9 obviously did his thing, and you know, he was just dealing out there. And you know, like he said earlier this week, if he sees somebody open, he's gonna throw it. And you know, it was great to have him out here. You know, it's been a great first year, and we just want to finish strong.
And talk about you. You know, your story came in this year saying you told the coach you wanted to be great. Just talk about how that feels now that you're NFC champs and you're going to the Super Bowl.
It's a blessing, man. It's a blessing. A lot of hard work has been put in, you know, since the end of last season. You know, just visualizing what I want to be on this team and who I want to be on this team, and you know, how I can contribute, and you know, how I can lead. And you know, it's just awesome for all this to come to fruition.
You know, you got out to such a fast start in that first half. You had over 100 yards receiving. Was there just something in the game plan where you saw something in that Rams defense that you guys could exploit and get after in the first half?
Yeah, I mean, we were just ready to go. I was so ready to play this game. I wanted to play on Wednesday, honestly. And you know, Sam, I got to give credit to Sam. He's the guy with the ball, and he just found me open. I told him, I'm gonna be open for you today. So anything you need from me, you know, I'm willing to do it.
That touchdown route, man, would it take forever for that ball to fall in your hands? Because you were pretty wide open.
Oh, yeah, I had to make sure I secured that one. When it's slow like that, it get caught in the light and all that stuff. So, you know, Coach Clint Kubiak called a great play, great scheme to get me wide open. So it feels good.
And talk about the Rams. And like, you know, if this is the team that y'all want to see in the NFC Championship game, you know, a lot of times people try, we wanted the Chicago Bears. But I always say, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best.
Yes, it makes it much more sweeter. You know, playing those guys, they fought hard. They're a great team. You know, Matthew Stafford and what those guys do over there is unbelievable. And I give all credit to them. You know, it took a lot to beat those guys. So, you know, much respect. We were the better team today, and you know, it's a blessing.
Love to see confetti coming down from the sky. JSN, Paul mentions Clint Kubiak and the job he's been doing. You go back to OTAs, you go back to training camp. Clint Kubiak mentioned we're going to use the tight ends this season. One of my big surprises this season for the Seahawks is the play of A.J. Barner.
Yeah, I think that's a surprise for a lot of people. And not to mention just the play on the field, Chris, but he brings such fire to that offense, and all those guys know it, man. He is a spark plug for sure. He's been very good, 52 receptions, 6 touchdowns, and he really helps out that run game because he is not afraid to knock some guys around. Ariel Ursuto caught up with A.J. right after the win.
A.J., what's going through your mind right now?
Just got to get one more. It's sweet. It feels really good, but we got to get one more.
Just to be out here celebrating on your home field for the final time this season, what does this mean to all you guys?
It's everything. The environment that we built here, the vision that Coach Mike had to have this game at home and to come through, it's everything.
What did it feel like to be playing in front of the 12s here tonight? What did they do for you guys?
Man, on offense, I sometimes wish it was more loud, but it'd be tough for us. But defense, man, they're so loud, they're unbelievable. They support us, they're great fans. Like, they really do support us on and off the field. So I got a lot of love for the 12s, and the rest of the guys do too.
Lastly, to see Devon Witherspoon come up with that big deflection on 4th down in the end zone, what went through you guys' mind?
Man, let's go take the ball and run it out. We knew we had to finish the thing out, and that's what we do. We pick each other up, and we do whatever it takes to win.
Yeah, you're talking about the play that Spoon made in the end zone, and the fact that he had 6 tackles. All 6 were solo tackles. He played out of his mind last night as well, Chris.
Secondary there, 2nd and goal, 3rd and goal, 4th and goal, coming up huge. To win in the NFL, you got to run the football down the stretch. We know that, Paul. Seahawks, they've produced on the run game quite a bit. They only had 75 rushing yards against the Rams. Didn't need a whole lot because Sam Darnold was just lighting them up through the air, but the run game has been sensational. Here's Ken Walker, Abe Lucas, and Gray Zabel talking about the entire offense.
Yeah, I feel like we're hard to stop when everybody's clicking. When the O-line doing their job and the receivers doing their job, running backs and tight ends. And Sam, it's hard to stop us. You know, we got so many weapons.
Can you talk about Sam's leadership and how he helped you guys out there tonight?
Yeah, he's been great the whole season. We trust him. He's a great leader and he's a great person off the field. You know what I'm saying? So, that's big, and you need that to make it this far in the season.
It's not just tonight. It's every day for the past 6 to 8 months that he does. He's one-on-one. I mean, unbelievable dude. He's a warrior. Played his ass off tonight, and I'm just glad everyone in the world got to see what type of QB he was, what type of person he was, what type of leader he was, because we see that every single day. So it's one of those deals. He just showed up to work today, and that's who he is. So that's the best part.
I had all the faith in the world in Sam, and I always will, regardless of what happens. Sam's been through the in his career, and a lot of people wrote him off, and he just kept his head down and kept working, and he's always been a dynamite player. And I saw somewhere somebody said that he shocked the league. Doesn't surprise me at all.
You talk about those two guys right there, Chris. Gray Zabel, Abe Lucas, and other guys as well, talking about the veterans on this team and how they wanted to get these guys to the Super Bowl. And you saw the tears from D-Law afterward. We are going to hear from the dark side coming up. They didn't have their best game, as Mike McDonald said earlier, against the Rams, but they still came up big down the stretch.
Yeah, and speaking of Mike McDonald, we'll talk about the head coach plus John Schneider pushing all the right buttons this season. We've got more from the Seahawks when we return on Welcome back to King 5 Plus. Seahawks headed to the Super Bowl, and King 5 and King 5 Plus will be the place to be for all your pre- and post-game coverage. King 5 sending over 15 crew members to Santa Clara for the Super Bowl, and King 5, yes, will be airing the game. Paul, when I think about this team, how they got to this point, I think of two names, General Manager John Schneider and Head Coach Mike McDonald, and the job they have done building up this team.
Yeah, watching them after the game yesterday was pretty cool too. I mean, you see that there was a connection with the past on this team, and the fact that John Schneider's been here for a long time, building these guys, getting the right personnel in here for that man right there. And we sat down with Mike McDonald last week. One of the first things he said was the fact that he couldn't believe how quick he and John Schneider hit it off. And we know the story about John Schneider. He held out a couple of years ago, waiting for the Ravens to lose to the Chiefs in the championship game so he could finally talk to the Ravens defensive coordinator, Mike McDonald, and offer him the job here in Seattle. And we all know how that worked out.
Yeah, Schneider making all the right moves. We talk about those late season pickups, Rashid Shaheed.
Yeah.
Everything he seems to be doing with the draft is working out, but as we look at Mike McDonald right there, going with that head coach has been absolutely sensational for this team.
Yeah, I love his mid-season trades have been outstanding, and you can just sit there going right down the list. You know, this year it was Rashid Shaheed, and then it was Leonard Williams, Ernest Jones, and even back when Pete Carroll was here, Quandre Diggs, they got from Detroit for basically nothing. So John Schneider's a sharp guy, and not to mention his draft classes, Chris. He has brought in some guys that have been tremendous right out of the gate from college, right into the pros, no problem. And one of those guys right out of the gate was Devon Witherspoon, a stud out of Illinois that got him early on with the 6th pick overall, and people kind of questioned that move, but he joined us last night on the 5th quarter with Walter Jones, Steve Rabel, and I, and Devon Witherspoon was a very happy man.
There he is right now.
Going to the Super Bowl. It feels amazing, you know, how hard much work we put in and how hard we worked at it, and those long weeks and hours every day, it pays off, man. So it's like, it means everything to you, knowing that you put in the work and you deserve to be here, it means everything.
You two teams know each other very well. You've played now 3 times. You knew what they like to do, how they were going to try to do it. What was it like out there against those Rams tonight?
It was crazy, you know. We knew they was going to come to battle. It was never going to be an easy game. We know they ain't going to lay over and just give us no W. It's a division game, bro. It's nothing more you can ask for. I mean, the biggest thing on the line, you know, a chance to go to the Super Bowl on the line. You got to play a tough team like the Rams who know you. We know them, they know us. It's just everything, man. It's just about who wanted more. So.
Hey, talk about your coach. You know, they put out this hype video where he was telling y'all, letting up the plan out last year about this is where y'all going to be. Just talk about how that felt that you guys are here going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think it's just a testament of us believing in what he said. You know, the way he coached, the way he had the staff coaching us, and every detail that we went over, bro. You kind of don't think about it, but it plays long in the game. Like, it plays a lot in the game. So he did everything right, bro. He made sure he coached us the right way, man, and we just believe in him, and we trust him, man. We trust him with everything we do, and we love him. So shout out to Coach McDonald, man. You know we got your back always.
You know, Spoon, this is something that you won't realize right now because you're still a young guy. But take a look out there, the Lofa Tatupus, the Mr. Joneses, the Matthew Hasselbecks, guys that come back and have been there to the big dance before, and they're here to support you guys. That's a really big deal, and when you impress these guys, that's saying something.
Yeah,
congratulations on tonight, and there's still one more.
Yes, sir.
I think I heard you say it.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't come this far.
Just to come this far.
There you go.
Not at all. Not at all. So
They had 6 tackles, all 6 solos, 2 great pass defenses out there as well. As this 4th quarter was ramping up, did you feel the intensity heating up as well?
Not at all. That's the thing you can't let factor into it. You can't let the outside noise factor into it. It's about execution and the things that we went over in practice, bro. We believe in it. We seen it on tape. We knew what they was going to do, and it's just about execution. So you can't let the moment get too big for you. You just got to let it. It's another play of football, baby. So
I think
that's it.
Puka Nacua had a decent game, but he didn't have the kind of game he had, 4 weeks ago in week 16.
Yeah, I mean, we had a good game plan for him. I mean, he can make all the catches, great contested catches. I mean, he's a great player, man. You can't downplay nobody like that. You got to give him all the credit he deserves. So, I mean, shout out to him. He did his thing, but I think we just came out on top with the dub. So.
I think you did.
Well, it's great to hear Devon Witherspoon so relaxed out there. Byron Murphy, Ernest Jones, Jaron Reed, Nick Emanwari, and Leonard Williams have been stingy against the run. Here's Leo with Ariel Ursuto.
Won the biggest game of the season right here on your own home field. What did that feel to you?
Biggest game of the season, biggest game of my life. The closest team I've ever been a part of, and I think that's why we deserve it. We love each other, we play for each other, and this is a selfless, non-ego team, and I just can't wait to see what's ahead.
After all the years you've played in the NFL, what does it mean to you personally to know that you're finally getting your reward to play in the NFL?
It means so much to me, and I think my teammates understand that as well. They know the grind and the adversity and all the stuff I've been through in my career. And, so many guys were just like celebrating and saying that I deserved it. But I'm not the only one. Like DeMarcus Lawrence, Sam Darnold, there's so many guys who have been through so much adversity in this league and has no quit in them. And that's why we're here in this position right now.
Speaking of Sam Darnold, how did he lead his team here tonight with his leadership on the offense?
I mean, he played lights out tonight. He's had doubters all season. And even in a big moment like this, he had even more doubters. And I don't think one person in our building doubted him once. And, he proved that today.
Lastly, just how you feeling right now when you look around and you just see NFC champion?
It feels incredible. I'm just so happy for my team
all their loved ones, just seeing everybody smiling, holding the trophy up on the stage. It's just, it's gonna take a lot for me to, it's gonna take a while for me to process all of it, but I'm just happy for everyone.
Good old Leo. This is a young Seahawks team, Paul, but great to see these storylines with the veterans. 2 other veterans heading to the Super Bowl. Julian Love heading there for the first time. Ernest Jones going for the second time. Here's Ernest Jones and Julian Love.
Just like we said, not even a bend don't break mentality. It's more so protect the blade of grass. Like we say that all year. Like no matter if they take a 60-yard pass and they get down to the one, we feel like we can stop them. So regardless of what's going on in the game, man, snap after snap. That's what I kept telling the guys. Keep going, push.
It's surreal. I mean, yeah, hugging Leo after, obviously, we've been through some shit. But I would not be here, without this special unit, top down, obviously from John through Mike, and the guys on the field. I just love playing with these guys. I mean, we're a young team, but we have a lot of different perspective and experience from all sorts of places. You have D-Law, you have Sam, myself, Leo, EJ's been around the block, Coop. Like you have that, but then you have homegrown guys that we were able to get in the draft, and it just created a very cool environment. Everyone's feeding off each other. Everyone has a say in the room, and it's not just talk, it's real. If somebody sees something, they say something, and you guys have been in the locker room with us. I mean, it's all led with love. Like, we are very unserious as a unit. We are constantly messing around, but when it's time to dial it in, we do. And so I'll put it to this. I just enjoy going to work every day, every morning, and I leave relatively happy. So that's good.
Julian Love, he has been something for the Seattle Seahawks team. We heard from several of the veterans there, Paul, but a lot of them also giving praise to the youngsters, even rookie Nick Emanwari, the season he's had this year. So many guys have stepped up. Julian Love missed several games during the season. You had Ty Okada coming in, making some big plays. So it has been 12-1. We've heard that from Mike McDonald all season long, and that's the reason they're headed to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, cool to see Julian Love and the fact that he was teammates with Leonard Williams back in their days with the Giants, Chris, and they basically look at each other, gave each other big hugs, said, they're going to the Super Bowl for the first time in their careers, and they did it coming here. And remember this, when they went and got DeMarcus Lawrence, when the Seahawks did, he's in his 12th NFL season. Spent all the other 11 years with the Dallas Cowboys. When he came here, Chris, he said, I want to go to the Super Bowl. And I'm sure a lot of people said, you came to Seattle to go to the Super Bowl? So, but he's proven them wrong.
And, Paul, now we look ahead to Super Bowl 60, the Patriots. And a lot of Seahawks fans riding high, and rightfully so, after this big win over the number 1 offense in the NFL, the Rams.
Yep.
But the Patriots are there for a reason as well. Let's remember when the Colts came to town and Phillip Rivers was the quarterback, Seahawks fans were going to blow this team out. Let's stay humble. Let's keep working one day at a time. It looks good. Vegas has the Seahawks as the favorites, but it's a Super Bowl. Anything can happen.
Yeah, right now Seahawks are favored by 4 in that one, but I think you're going to see that line go up and down. If I think the smart money will be on the Seahawks right out of the gate, because that number a lot of people think is very low for this team. So I don't know. It's going to be a lot of fun, Chris. We're just getting started here on this coverage. We've got 2 weeks, basically, to get ready for this game, and that's all going down at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. So that's going to do it. We've seen our last Seahawks game at that beautiful stadium for the season, and what a way to finish it up. The NFC Championship trophy, the George Halas Trophy, hoisted by the Seahawks after that one, and a lot of celebration last night as we look ahead to the Super Bowl. Stay with us here on continuing coverage on King 5 Plus. Thank you for being with us, and we will see you next time.